Live from the state capital of Wisconsin, it's week 5 of the SFLm season as the Madison Lynx are taking on the Tacoma Grizzlies. Good evening, everyone. Your play-by-play commentator is Colin Northrup, and joining me in the booth this week is Stephen Hacker. How you doing, Stephen?
Oh, super excited to be here, Colin. Love getting to watch the new crop of prospects come into the league. About halfway through the minor league season, Colin, and I'm just excited to watch these two teams battle it out.
We got a battle of some top quarterbacks. Switch Thumper for Madison and King Jackson for Tacoma. JB Elliott, of course, on the running side for Tacoma. Should be a really interesting matchup. 3-1 Lynx and the 2-3 Grizzlies.
Yeah, interesting that you pointed out the quarterback are the key points of this game. I couldn't agree more. Switch Thumper, through 4 games, has 9 passing touchdowns. If he stays on that pace the rest of the season, he could get close to Christian Brown's single-season SFLm record of 19 passing touchdowns. So Switch Thumper coming into this game with 9 passing touchdowns, only 10 away with this game and 4 more after it to get that record. So keep an eye on that as this season progresses. Switch Thumper on the path to greatness here in this season.
Kickoff is in the air and we're underway. Returned by the Lynx. Up across the 20, past the 30, now mark him down at the 34. And we'll get our first look at the aforementioned Switch Thumper at quarterback. Along with running back Michael Brown, Jay Ballmer at fullback, Dylan Lewis, Prince Wander, and of course the two-way player Ron Haynes on offense. For the Grizzlies, we'll get to Tacoma's defensive lineups after this play. It'll be a thumper pass on first down, down to the bottom of the field caught by Lewis, picks up 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
And quick throw there by Switch Thumper. And I like the play call from Madison to start the game out. That's a timing route, and that's a good scripted play. You bring your quarterback out. It's a safe throw, and you can build up some momentum with your quarterback to get this drive going.
Mason Bourne at defensive tackle, Justin Thibodeau at defensive end for Tacoma. Linebackers are Matt Brown, Jacob Creech. As the throw goes over the middle, Ron Haynes with the catch down to the 49. Angel Maldonado, a two-way player from Houston. Nanu Matthews is the other corner. Remington James, a two-way player from Fort Worth, is at free safety. King Bradshaw, signed in week 1, is the other. Tiger Clay at strong safety, and Shepard Varkarian is the other strong safety. Thumper in the gun. He's back to throw. Has plenty of time. Fires over the middle. Has Haynes for the first down to the 36.
Yeah, 6'4", Switch Thumper just looked totally comfortable in there in the pocket and waited for that route by Ron Haynes to develop. Tight end came across the middle there, and Switch Thumper had all day to throw it and delivers an absolute dime right on the money. And another first down for the Lynx.
Offensive coordinator James Walters for Madison dialing up some good plays early, and we get our first run carry with Brown, and Brown up the middle will pick up 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 coming up.
That's a nice carry, a nice first down carry there from Michael Brown. As I look down at the player roster sheet here, could use a little bit of agility if you ask me, but those north and south runs, you don't have to do a lot of hip movement. It's all about the explosiveness. So great job by Brown to explode there on first.
Here's Thumper, fires out the Haynes. He's out of bounds. It'll be 3rd and 4 at the 30. They'll say 9:06 to go in the first.
Haynes with a couple of targets here early, Colin. Some of that pro experience for Haynes, doing some time with the Florida Storm. I think that's helping him here on these routes, and Switch Thumper has a nice, reliable target out there in the flats.
34. Thumper. Down he goes. Sack time on the play by the Grizzlies. Number 98, Jason Bourne at defensive tackle on the sack.
And that's exactly what Tacoma needs to do. They need to find ways to get Switch Thumper uncomfortable in the pocket. They need to disrupt his timing, take him out of his game, and that's the way to do it defensively. You know, it can't be all coverage. So great job by Jason Bourne to penetrate the line and get a third down sack.
Only his second sack of the year. And Jackson in the offense will start from their own 20. King Jackson is the quarterback. J.B. Elliott is the halfback. Wide receivers are Rob Hunt and Lily Nakai. Bob Lung is the tight end, and Max Van Liege is the offensive left tackle. First and 10 from the 20. Jackson comes out in a weak eye formation with two tight ends. To the weak side of formation, here's the give to Elliott, and he breaks the tackle in the backfield and will still pick up a yard to the 21-yard line.
And Madison had Elliott dead to rights. The fact that he was able to get a yard out of that is pretty impressive, because that should have been a loss of 2 or 3 on the play. So huge credit to J.B. Elliott.
Empty backfield for Jackson, changes the play. 7-step drop, fires the out route, and it is caught 2 yards short of the sticks. That is Hunt on the reception. It'll set up a 3rd and 2.
And really went to work there, helping his quarterback out. Yeah, you see the challenge flag coming in, and I was going to ask if they were going to, because it looked like Rob Hunt was out of control. You know, the throw was definitely, you know, towards the sideline, taking the receiver out of bounds, and Hunt had to make an effort to get there. And you may be able to see it here on the replay when he has to stretch out. So here comes the throw, a little bit too far. So Rob really had to make a move there, and on the look, Colin, it looked like he had that toe inbound.
Yeah, it looks like he drugged that foot for sure, but we'll see. And Michael Percoco loses the challenge. Nice footwork by Hunt there. And the Lynx will be down a timeout. Sets up a 3rd and 2 for their defense.
Very close call. You know, you can't blame the coach for throwing the challenge flag there. You know, my first instinct was that it was out of bounds, so I would have made the same move myself.
They line up with a couple of people in the backfield. Jackson fires out to Elliott. Elliott has to make a man miss, but cannot. Tackle made on the play by number 31 for Madison. That is Owen Ward, a reserve corner. It'll be 4th and 2.
And a huge play to come up and make a play in the backfield like that, and stop the drive. As you know, that's a pretty manageable 3rd down there. So for Madison to come up and stop that play and get the ball back, that's huge for them. Going to give Switch Thumper pretty decent field.
Here is the return up to the 41-yard line, they'll call it, and that's where the Lynx will start.
I want to give a quick shout out, Colin. Now, everybody watching in the chat, if you have a player in the SFLm, let us know your player name in the chat. Right now, I'd like to see who all is watching the game with us here tonight. It'd be really cool to get to know everybody and maybe start putting together some player names with some of these YouTube names and kind of get to know who's talking. So if you don't mind, if you got a player in the minor leagues, throw your name in the chat and let us get to know you.
Here's Thumper back to throw. Fires out to Brown, and Brown does well to stay in bounds. They'll say he gets 7 yards to 47. It'll be 2nd and 3. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at www.simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Thumper again to the top of the field. That's the other tight end. It gets out of bounds at the 47.
Nice throw. Good start to the drive. Now back to the chat shout out. I see Switch Thumper, Jacob Creech, Nano Matthews, King Jackson, Ron Haynes, Jay Balmer, Dylan Lewis, DJ Woods. Max Van Linge is in here, says he's catching his first game due to time zone. So thanks for being here. Pseudo Nakai is in here with us, not in the minor leagues, but great community member nonetheless. And wanted to give everybody a shout out. Thank you guys for letting us know who you are. If you don't know who I am, I'm Steven Hacker. I'm one of the co-owners of the Fort Worth Toros, and I am extremely choked up right now. And with me tonight in the booth is Colin Northrup, one of the co-owners of the Motor City V8s as well. So very nice to meet all you prospects. Super excited to watch this season unfold.
On the field, it's a 2nd and 7, following the carry by Brown. Thumper's back to throw. Throws a little outcut, diving catch made. That is Prince Wander. His first reception picks up 3. It'll be 3rd and 2. Coming up for Madison. Neither team has really broken through yet, Steven. This could be an opportunity for the Lynx.
Yeah, and it may sound unfavorable, but I'd really like to see Switch Thumper maybe throw to Michael Brown out of the backfield, or something short, just past the sticks. I don't want to see them go anything long here.
They do go short, and it's over the middle. Catch made by Lewis. Nice job to the 33, and let's say that's enough to move the chains. Nice reception there. Body control by Lewis.
Yeah, and that looked like a hot route there, sending him on a quick slant. And great delivery by Switch Thumper. Knew he had to get the ball out of his hands quickly. There was coverage in the area, and just a great throw and catch there by the Lynx.
Here's Thumper. Throws again. Oh, he almost threw an interception. The guy was running before he caught the ball. That was number 51 for Tacoma. That was Matt Brown, the inside linebacker. Got his paws on it.
Yeah, you can't go to that well too many times, as teams can adjust to those slant routes, and they're able to cut it off, as you saw Tacoma almost did there. And Switch Thumper, very, very fortunate that wasn't an interception.
Thumper from the shotgun on 2nd and 10, 3 wide receivers. Back is Brown to the right. Thumper fires out to Lewis, turns the corner, gets the first down and more, out of bounds at the 15. And the Lynx are on the move once again, Steven.
Inside the SFL red zone for the first time this game. So as long as they can avoid disaster here, they're likely to get at least 3 points out of this drive. It's a great spot to be in for the Lynx. With this game tied, there's still plenty of ball game left, but you have the opportunity to strike first here.
Lewis, he's already made a couple catches in this game, including one on that last one right there. 4 wide. Thumper changes the play. He's back to throw. It's another out route. Haynes does backwards to get it. They say he got 4, out of bounds at the 11.
Ace quads. They lined Ron Haynes up out wide, the furthest receiver out, and then they run him on a quick out. And that's a testament to his route running ability, his speed and agility, that you have the faith in your tight end to line him up out wide, split him out against the cornerback, and then let him run an out route. And got open, got the pass, and nice pitch and catch.
Haynes is in a bunch to the top of the formation. Lewis by himself to the bottom, 1-on-1. Thumper goes toward the bunch side, touchdown. That's Prince Wander. Catches it between 2 defenders. Touchdown, Madison.
It's only a matter of time before you're going to get your best wide receiver involved. Crisp route, created plenty of separation there in the end zone. Just a yard pass. That's all he needed, and a great cut and a dime thrown there by Switch Thumper. And Madison's going to take a 6-0 lead.
Jupiter Lelson on for the extra point attempt for the Lynx, with 4:39 to go in the opening quarter. Here, it splits the sticks. 7-0, Madison in front. Steven, let's talk about some of the ways some of these minor league players can get involved other than just being players.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, teams, you can always get involved with the team staff. So teams are always looking for scouts. So if you're trying to be a coach or head coach or a GM, a lot of times your team owners are looking for people to start at scouting. That's kind of the entry into getting onto a team staff. So if you're interested in joining in a coaching fashion or a general managing fashion, scouting is probably the entry level. That's the way to go, and then learn from there. There's another way. You can always explore different avenues that the league has to offer, not just a franchise or an individual team. The league has live broadcasting, live statisticians, there's social media. You can do all these things with your own individual player account, or you can get associated with a team account. Do you have anything you want to add to that, Colin?
Stats are really important, and that's part of team operations that we see. Caps were recently announced, but unfortunately, due to various circumstances, there are also cap penalties announced. And, if teams want to have as much cap space as possible and avoid those penalties, stats are surely a great way to get involved if you happen to get drafted. Elliott carried for 5 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 5. Jackson over the middle. Catch made. First down. That's Hunt again. His 2nd catch of the game. And let's bring you the Madison defense. Dan Dash at defensive end. Kano Fortson is the defensive tackle. DJ Woods, Claudius Periwinkle are 2 of the linebackers. And they have a week 4 signee, Al Farouk Aminu, as the other outside linebacker. Xavier Rowe the third, Newton North are the corners. Maurice Peterson and Joseph Lama and JT Jackson are the safeties. King Jackson fires out. It's a 9-yard pickup to the 48. That is Nakai, her first reception.
Jackson picking up a little bit of momentum here. 6'6", 225. Standing tall right there, and nice throw out there to the flats to get your running back involved, and a good gain after the catch as well.
Weak eye formation. This time they flip the tight ends over to the opposite side. Elliott gets the call, picks up the first down. He's up over the 50 to the 44. This will mark him first down.
Always nice to have the chains move. Give your opportunity, your offense a fresh set of downs, and can get back into, maybe a little bit more of a rhythm there. They're looking like they're putting it together as King Jackson kind of taking control of this offense right now.
Jackson under center, turns, gives to Elliott. He gets nice spin in the hole, but he got his clock cleaned in a major way by JT Jackson at the 39.
Yeah, that was a great move there with not much space to make that spin move, but somehow found a way to get it in and able to pick up 5 yards on that first down carry.
Looking at the leaderboards, Dan Dash is number 2 in sacks overall with 3, as Elliott gets the carry up the middle to the 31. Bourne already has a sack, and Fortson has 2 on the year, as JB Elliott starts to get going on the ground, Stephen.
Yeah, and really going into the bag with that spin move. I mean, that's 2 plays in a row, and he's used it to perfection, and it's worked out great for him both times. And, just as I was saying, Switch Thumper's kind of taking control of the offense. All of a sudden, JB Elliott's kind of heating up, helping Madison get closer to the red zone.
Here is the give up the middle. Look at the standings. Tacoma's 2-2. Madison's a 3-way tie for first with 3-1. So this game could go a long way to either mudding up the standings or providing a clearer picture in some cases, depending on which way you look at things. It's 2nd and 8 for Jackson. 4 wide. Offset single back. Give to Elliott up the middle. Plenty of space, and it sets up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and this is a nice 3rd down for Tacoma. They can really do anything they want to do. Elliott right now is heating up. King Jackson got them, to the 50, and then that's when Elliott took over. So, I mean, Jackson maybe has something in the tank here, but it looks like they're going to go with the ground and pound, Colin.
They're going to go with the 3-person backfield. Power eye. Give to Elliott again. Has space down to the 10. And they'll mark him down at the 7. Tackle made by Periwinkle. It'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, 45 got the edge sealed there. And that was a great block down the field, which gave Elliott just plenty of room to run and a touchdown saving tackle. But kudos to the blocking for the Grizzlies on that one.
why you put the extra people back there. You have a numerical advantage when you go to that kind of formation against the defense, particularly if the box is light. There's the offset eye formation, twins to the bottom. And they hand off to Elliott again, but he runs right into a blitz. Lost a 3.
And I think now might be the time for a play action pass or just a quick throw in general, because Madison is stacking the box. They're committing to the run. And I think now is the perfect time for Tacoma to maybe try to catch them off guard with the pass.
That's the end of the first quarter. 7-0 our score. You're watching the SFLm on YouTube. Welcome back to Madison, Wisconsin. I'm Colin Northrop. My partner is Stephen Hacker. Cameron Irvine, our producer. Start of the second quarter. Grizzlies down by 7, but looking to punch it in. Here's Elliott again on the carry. Gains some of the lost yardage back down to the 8 to set up a 3rd and goal. Woods on the tackle.
And I guess for me, it depends on what Tacoma does here. If they run, another run play, I feel like they're giving up on the drive. I love it. Love to see the shotgun empty here. Love it.
Trips to the bottom, 2 to the top, 5 wide in total against a dime defense. Slant over the middle, catch made, but it'll be short of the goal line. Ooh, right idea, but ultimately Oswald will come up a yard shy.
See, that's what I meant. If they had ran 2 running plays in a row, I feel like they were giving up on the drive. So I would have liked to see that same play ran twice for Tacoma in that situation, because that would have given them the yards that they needed. So it'd be interesting to see if the coaching staff there in Tacoma can figure out that little wrinkle, how to get that kind of play design in, because they were onto something there. Just unfortunate that they got that run on second down.
18-yard field goal by the non-contracted kicker Paul Trent is up and good. So it's 7-3 with 9:56 to go in the first half. Jalen Wells is the head coach. He has a pair of scouts working for him, Ernest McCray Sr., and a guy you know well, Steven, and Johnny Reno.
Yeah, now the quarterback with the Minnesota Legends. Definitely a good guy, and he had a pretty good SFLm career as well. One of the reasons why we traded up in the draft to go get him. He had the highest passer rating in a season with a minimum of 200 passing attempts, 98.8 in season 4 for this Tacoma Grizzlies team.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Switch Thumper looking to continue to keep the train rolling. His team up by 4 now following the field goal. 6-step drop, another out route to Haynes. Couldn't get the feet down, and the big guy looking at his hands in frustration there, second down.
So earlier, Colin, we asked for the players, in the SFLm to make themselves known in the chat. Well, now let's see if we can get any coaches, GMs, or owners in the SFL who may be watching and doing some recruiting. Let's see if they'll call themselves out in the chat real quick. We'll give them a shout out as well.
We got a 2nd and 10, split shotgun look back either side. Thumper, out route again, this time to Wander, picks up a first down to the 37. And the Lynx are on the move.
And, Colin, you normally call games with Rick, and so the famous Rick meter right now is just slightly favoring Madison. That nice drive by Tacoma has tilted the meter back a little bit towards the middle. If they can get a stop here, we'll see if it can go all the way in favor of Tacoma.
The meter is a valuable tool for helping understand the flow of the game, as Ron Haynes catches that one over the middle. He's down at the 49.
And continuing to look like the favorite target of Switch Thumper in this game, continuing to find Ron Haynes open in the middle and out in the flat.
Split shotgun again, this time one receiver to either side. And Thumper had to dump it underneath the Brown, but the tackle is made for a loss back to the 47, loss of 2 on the play by number 50, Jacob Creech, the outside linebacker.
Oh, Tacoma getting up in the face of Madison there, and they're bringing out the press coverage as well. So big 2nd and 12, and Tacoma looking like they're going to apply some pressure.
They do come with some pressure. Thumper throwing on the run, catch made. Wow, what a reception. Down to the 33, Callahan. Cameron Callahan pulls it in.
And Switch Thumper had to move around in the pocket, moving towards the line of scrimmage, and actually throws across his body there. Just showing off, displaying the arm strength there. That was absolute, wasn't able to plant his feet at all. His body was contorted, so that's all arm strength there. And an absolute laser there from Switch Thumper.
Again, they come out in ace quads. They're thrown to each tight end out of this formation. And Thumper will go to Haynes one more time, and he makes the catch inbounds. As you see the numbers for Thumper, he's already up over 130.
Looking very solid here in the first half. Came out first play of the game, threw the ball, and hasn't looked back since, and is putting himself together a pretty good game so far.
Thumper and Haynes on the first Madison game I called some time ago against Ottawa. It was a one-play touchdown drive, those two hooked up. So they're known to be explosive, but Brown just up the line of scrimmage for no gain to set up a 3rd and 6 from the Tacoma 29.
Yeah, and they really need to make a stand here. This is still a pretty tough field goal for a kicker, and so if Tacoma can stand strong, this isn't an easy 3 points. So we'll see if that defense can step up, as Madison's looking like they're eager for some points.
Going gun straight with trips to the bottom. Thumper to throw, has to step up, down he goes. Sack made on the play by number 99 for Tacoma, Matthew Sandoval, the other defensive tackle.
Yeah, and Thumper doing everything he can in the pocket, trying to find some windows to throw through, and that time just not enough time, and the pressure finally got to him, and down he goes, and actually pushes Madison out of field goal range, so they have to punt.
Bigger stop. As the punt is away, they're going to try to end this one for the corner, but it doesn't go very far. In fact, they call a fair catch at the 17.
Yeah, not great. Not great in terms of net yards on the punt, but I would still rather see, that than it roll into the end zone. He tried to get it over to the sideline, shanked it, but it's better than it rolling into the end zone for a touchback, because they're at least starting at their own 17, not their 20.
The Grizzlies come out and the 2 backs in the backfield, 3 wide, 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top of your picture. Standard nickel defense from the Lynx. Slant over the middle, catch made by the receiver for Tacoma, number 19, Martin Falworth. The man who fair caught the punt, he gets it out to the 25.
Yeah, now both quarterbacks seem to be in a little bit of a groove here, as they're feeling comfortable going down the depth chart, and whoever is open is getting the ball at this point, sharing the love, spreading the love out to all the receivers.
Here's Elliott on the carry. Ooh, he got hit in the backfield in a big way. No gain on the play. Huge tackle made by Amu, number 95, who's a real throwback. He doesn't have a face mask, Steven.
Yeah, that takes some guts, as where he plays on the defense. There's some contact down there, so that definitely showing some toughness.
Here's to get to Elliott on 3rd and 3. He will not get there. Moss back to the 24. Combo tackle made. Xavier Rowe the 3rd and Periwinkle combined for the stop. And whatever momentum the Grizzly defense has, the offense is unable to do anything with it.
Yeah, and that's so unfortunate. Your defense made a really good stand. And yeah, you were up against the wall a little bit, but it would have been nice if you could have got a couple of first downs at least to try to even out the field position, because now with a nice return, Madison's going to have really, really good starting field position.
They'll start at the 46-yard line with 5:03 to go in the first half. Liking the game so far, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As the SFL approaches its 20th anniversary season, there is much more content to come. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLm action and help the channel grow through your support. Thank you for helping the SFL reach 10 years of operation through your viewership. Brown up the middle, and his best run of the day nets him 7 yards to the Tacoma 46.
Sorry, I just had a wave of nostalgia hit. I was thinking about 20 seasons, Colin. I joined back in season 10. Actually, it was I started watching in season 9, the playoff run in season 9, and then joined up in season 10. And 5 years, and it's gone by in a blink of an eye. The league has changed so much in just a short amount of time, and it's completely different, but it's still exactly the same in a lot of ways, and it's just so much fun. And it's hard to believe that much time has gone by.
It is quite the nostalgia trip for me too, considering I joined as a player in season 7, but I was coaching a couple years before that. So just to see the growth from season 7 on to now going into season 20 has been amazing, as Ron Haynes with an amazing grab out of bounds at the 24.
Haynes is showing right now that he's probably the best receiver on the field, and he's lining up at the tight end position. So just absolutely going out there and mossing the defender, the defensive back out there. Just a huge size mismatch, and able to go up and high point the ball and bring it down. And when you're switch thumper, I mean, you're crazy not to go his way and look his direction. So he's doing the right thing, making the right reads, and put the ball right where it needed to be.
Thumper in the gun, Brown next to him. He's back to throw. Brown leaks out of the backfield, gains 2 yards on a little check down pass to the 22. Steven, I'm really curious. We have a lot of two-way players. They play on a major league team, and then they get more reps, more opportunity. But, we talk about progression a lot. How does that factor in, you think, with the two-way players in terms of progressing the player when they're playing in the minor leagues? You can answer after this play.
Yeah, so, I actually was having a discussion, about that the other day with Kamish, and, pretty much when you're drafted as a two-way player, you're on the pro league progression windows, and then when you're not on a two-way contract, you're on the SFLm progression windows. So there is a little bit of a difference. The two-way players are getting that pro experience. They're getting the locker room experience, and that's something that if you're not on that two-way contract, you're not getting that. So there are some benefits. There's pros and cons to both sides. I think what's most important is that the player is getting the experience that they want. And with that two-way contract, they are able, to take the player that they have and continue on with their SFL career. So I really like all that stuff. I personally, wish that some of the two-way players that I had were able to progress on a certain window with the rest of the minors. But, Fort Worth, we're the kind of organization that we draft based on who the person is. If we can get great value, player value, oh, man.
There's an interception.
Oh, man.
As the Grizzlies get it, and it'll be touched back, brought out to the 20. The play before that was a sack by the inside linebacker Brown. King Bradshaw able to grab the deflection out of the air as this ball kind of ricocheted, popped in the air. And an unfortunate turn of events for Madison as Tacoma gets the ball back.
Yeah, that takes some of the air out of the ball for switch thumper. Maybe takes a little bit of a blow to the confidence. But Fort Worth, we'll take players with the intention to grow. We look more for personality, locker room fit, that you're really going to enjoy the experience with our team. We don't want to dampen your experience with the SFL. So if we don't feel like you're a good fit for our squad, or maybe you just don't match up with some of our personalities, that's no problem. There's still plenty of room in the SFL for you. So that's how we base our decisions. We try to go more for somebody that we feel like could be our friend or would be happier to be on our team. So we try to do our vetting and all that stuff first, and see where the chips fall from there.
2-minute warning. Grizzlies down by 4. They had the ball. We're watching the SFLm on YouTube. King Jackson. The offense is kind of stagnant a little bit. They lost 1 yard on a check down. It'll be 2nd and 11. Jackson back to pass again. Finds a receiver out there to the 29. That is Nikai. On the reception, her second grab sets up a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, nice speed, nice agility. Pretty good jumping there as well. Nice run route. Still some work to do there. Good catching. Got to work on the consistency as well for Lily, but nice, interesting prospect. Good to see her getting involved as King Jackson's still spreading out the love in the offense.
See if they go to Elliott here in the run game. Madison shows splits. Elliott picks up the first down to the 33 as we're now ticking under 150 to go.
Yeah, Tacoma with the 3 timeouts, Colin. I don't know that they're going to look to go with the no huddle until maybe they get a little bit closer to the 50, or if they can, if they take forever to run this play. You know, they still have 3 timeouts, a minute and a half, plenty of football left.
Linebacker shifting down as Jackson, 7-step drop, fires, catch made. That is Bob Lung, the tight end. His first grab. And here we see the hurry up. Jackson, 6-step drop, throws on the move, catch made.
Oh my goodness.
Nikai, and she's gonna score a touchdown with 59 seconds left. The Grizzlies take the lead.
And these quarterbacks are making some ridiculous throws. This time, across the body, one-footed. King Jackson gets it, drops it in over the safety, and Lily Nikai, the recipient of an absolute beauty throw, and able to finish it off with the yak and a touchdown for the Grizzlies.
And Sudo's got to be happy about that one, as King Jackson, with the play of the game so far, says, I see you, Switch Thumper. Here's what I can do.
These quarterbacks battling it out, Colin. You called it at the beginning of the game. You know, that's the matchup to watch for, and they are delivering here tonight.
An extra point attempt is up and good, so we now have a 10-7 ball game on the strength of one play. King Jackson to Lily Nikai. On the scoring pass, and the Grizzlies have the momentum just like that, Steven.
Yeah, so, 59 seconds remaining. Madison with two timeouts still. But if Tacoma can make a stand here, they're going to get the ball back at halftime. They could make it like a 10-point swing right here if they can get a stop, or potentially, if they can get a quick 3 and out, they might be able to get into field goal range. But I'm doing scenarios and hypotheticals galore. So let's just hope for the 10-point swing at half, because that's probably best case scenario for Tacoma here.
The Lynx starting at their own 57.55 seconds left. It'll be interesting to see how they play this. To start with 3 wide receivers, as Thumper fires incomplete. Prince Wander, the intended receiver, but making a nice break on the ball was Matthews.
And not backing down at all. They feel like they've got weapons. They've got the quarterback. They want to take the shot, and almost able to make it happen. But good coverage from the Grizzlies, and they're able to knock that one away. Good job by Matt.
As a guy who used to play defensive back, you love seeing plays like that, and Matthews certainly has the length a lot of teams are looking for. He's 6'2", 208 pounds in the cornerback position. One thing you can't teach is height.
There.
Can you teach that? A sack. A sack made by King Bradshaw. And a guy who made an interception on the last drive comes up with a 7-yard sack to set up a 3rd and 17.
That was huge. And trying to maybe make a case for player of the game here, coming off the edge on that defensive back blitz, and it hits home. That's a huge play.
Here's Thumper over the middle. Make the first down anyway. It's Dylan.
And they went after Bradshaw. They went after Bradshaw on that one, Colin. Now, I wonder if maybe he's a little tired if they're looking to go his way because he could be showing some signs of fatigue.
They're going out route. Prince Wander out of bounds at the 47. Clock stops with 8 seconds left. That's a pickup of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3.
They got one more opportunity. If they're going to do something quick, they have a chance to do it. But if it's me, I would try to dial up a deep post and burn a timeout and try to get into field goal range here.
See what they do here. They have 2 backs in the backfield, Bummer and Brown. Thumper dumps it off to Bummer, and they call a timeout with 1 second left.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't have. If you're going to run a play there, I wouldn't have went conservative. I don't want to see an X hot or an all slants or a quick out or anything of that nature. Let's go for broke here and try to get down the field and get ourselves in where we can actually score. And instead of trying to heave up a Hail Mary, which you're forced to do now.
Ball will be at the 47. We know Thumper has a big arm. We've seen it on display more than once. Standard Hail Mary formation. 4 receivers to the top of your picture. Ron Haynes in the block. Thumper can't get away from the sack. Bourne lined up as a nose tackle makes the sack. And that'll bring us to halftime. 10-7. Tacoma out in front.
I don't want to be that guy, Colin. Looked like that was 92 Justin Thibodeau on that one. Just want to get that correct for him in case he is watching at home. But Justin Thibodeau with that Hail Mary sack there to end the half. Any impressions?
Yeah. On second thought, it was 92. My impressions were Tacoma was initially trailing, but in one play they seized the momentum, and now they get the ball back with an opportunity to add to their lead.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. They found a way to kind of fight and stay in this game as Switch Thumper looked to be the hotter quarterback, looked to be the guy in control of the game. But as you said, one quick play from King Jackson, an amazing throw later, they're primed here to take the lead. To start to extend their lead here to start the second.
Here's Jackson. He's feeling all the confidence in the world. He lines up under center. As they go 8 quads. Jackson dumps it off to Elliott. Spins ahead and will gain 3 yards. See the quarterback comparison. Numbers pretty similar, except Thumper has the 1 interception.
Yeah, and has looked like he is the quarterback in control of the game to this point. Tacoma has done a good job balancing their rushing and passing attack, where Madison has been a little more one-sided in this one.
Here is the throw out to Hunt. That's his 3rd grab. This sets up a 3rd and short. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the 33. As he's touched down there by Worth, I think it was. Third and 3, weak eye formation, 3 wide receivers. Here's to get to Elliott up the middle, and they'll say he'll be a yard short. Periwinkle with a great tackle from his linebacker position.
Yeah, and just grabbed on and held on for dear life. And a great effort to bring the running back down just short of that first down marker. And a great start to the second half for the Lynx defense. Now going to give their offense the ball with pretty good starting field position. And Tacoma has to feel like, they missed it here. They had a chance to really come out and take control of this game on the road. And they're going to give it right back to the home team.
Turn gets them up to the 36-yard line. With 9:22 to go in the third, just underway in the second half. Colin Northrup, Stephen Hacker here in the broadcast booth. Switch Thumper has put on one heck of a show, Stephen.
Yeah, looking really solid. Just the unfortunate throw there in the red zone, that interception at the goal line. But outside of that, looking fantastic in this game. Definitely putting on a show for the GMs and owners in the SFL.
I tell you who really impressed me that time was number 50, Jacob Creech. He read the screen and beat the blocker to tackle Brown back at the 35 for a short loss. He was 2nd and 11 for switch thumper. He has trips to the top, press coverage being faced by the receivers. Throw over the middle. Prince Wander makes the catch out to the Madison 40-yard line. That's his 5th reception on 6 targets.
And also showing off an impressive route tree. Not running one route repeatedly, is finding open space on all 3 levels of the field. On the inner third, outer thirds of the field, he's all over the place. So displaying a good route tree here in this game as well.
He's a very impressive specimen, 6'4", 185, but he can definitely run as Thumper's pass falls harmlessly to the turf as he let it go, and the Tacoma defense comes up with a stop.
And good. This is how the first half started. Both teams kind of looked pretty good to start their drives and then kind of fizzled out. And then after about the 2nd or 3rd drive, then the action opened up. So interesting to see if that's how this half goes as well, as both teams just kind of keep repeating themselves. It's like same thing's happening again.
Ball was coming forward as he let it go, so that's why they called it an incomplete pass. As the return gets up to the 27-yard line, and that's where the Grizzlies will start. I want to remind you the SFL Network is coming to the ESTB Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community. The SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live SFL regular season games. Just announced this week, ESTV is now live on Prime Video on the Freeve app. And on the Freeve app. Download the ESTV Plus app on your Android, iPhone, or through your smart TV before season 20 today. Hunt on the reception picks up 4 yards, 2nd down.
Yeah, and I was actually, browsing through ESTV Plus app the other day and just kind of getting a feel for how things go there. And yeah, plenty of good content. Some, as you said, some of the past great games and stuff like that. So it's pretty fun if you're kind of a nerd like me and you like to go back and relive some of the great moments in SFL history. It's definitely fun. 20 seasons, 19, 20 seasons in now. Plenty of great games in our history.
Yeah, you could do a whole greatest game series. I know we did a top 10 or so, like around one of the anniversary seasons. I think it was season 10. Perhaps there's something like that in the future. Very quickly, it's 3rd and 6. King Jackson back to throw. Over the middle, catch made. And look who it is. It's Lele Nakai. Or is that Rob Hunt? It is Rob Hunt, I think.
Yeah, it looked like 85 there. Yeah, Rob Hunt and King Jackson has done a nice job in this game. As I've said a couple of times, really spreading out the love, finding all the receivers, and whoever's getting open is getting the ball.
Jackson changes to play at the line. It's a quick drop. He's going to go lob. Oh, full extension made on the diving catch at the 36. That's Nakai that time, showing off the hops.
So Nakai is showing the big playability here. Gets a fade route and just takes down the field, blows right by the defensive back. And not only that, makes a diving play, but on the first watch, I thought the ball might have moved whenever Nakai hit the ground, but it doesn't look like we're going to see a challenge flag. So great hands from Nakai to bring that one in.
Here is Elliott on the look like a draw handoff, picks up 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7. Steven, you're a wide receiver. How impressed have you been by these wideouts on both these teams?
Yeah, I've liked everything that I've seen so far. There was the nice catch on the sideline earlier by Rob Hunt where he had to really extend to make the play. Ron Haynes got up and made a couple of big plays over the top. I mean, Neely Nakai has made some explosive plays, and I mean it's been really good. It's a nice young core group, young group here, and it's fun to see them making some plays here against their competition.
Hunt tried to make the catch in bounds, but could not get both feet down. You know, he's 6'6". Lely is also 6'6", and Bob Lung, the tight end, is 6'4". So these are receivers you throw 50-50 balls if you can. If you're Jackson, he's back to throw, pumps. Now goes over the middle, catch made. First down, that is Lely again. And she's up over the century mark at 117 on just 5 grabs.
Still a quarter and a half to play as well, so can definitely add some more onto those numbers, and just having a phenomenal game to this point.
Now King Jackson, he's a tall drink of water himself. He's 6'6", 225 pounds. He's got the size you're looking for. Definitely has the arm strength, as we've seen. And is a pretty active guy on social media. He posts from his Twitter account often about his Grizzly team has thrown to the end zone. Hunt almost got there as he's knocked down at the 1. It'll be first and goal. Newton North saved the touchdown.
Yeah, more plays down the field, and Jackson leaving the ball up in the air as Hunt is the bigger weapon there, the bigger player on the field, and is just able to go up over the top of the smaller defensive back. And that's why we called out the defensive back being 6'2". It's important that your corners have some size to them, because they're matching up with some monsters out there that can really jump and go up and make a play.
Elliott scores the touchdown from a yard out to extend the lead. It is now 16-7. Pending the extra point, Steven, I don't know, based on the records prior to this game, you would have called exactly this kind of result we're seeing on the field.
No, it is a little bit misleading too, because if you go to the SFLm standings and you check out the points per game for the Grizzlies, only averaging 16.5 coming in, and only giving up 14, 15 basically, but playing very, very low offensive output games. You look over at Madison, getting 23, 24 points a game, giving up 18 points a game. So you would look, just from an optics perspective, yeah, you feel like Madison would be the clear go ahead winner in this game. But Tacoma on the road is really putting up a fight here, a big lead, 10-point lead, and 4-5 minutes left here in the third quarter. So if Tacoma can really keep doing what they're doing, keep their running back involved, that's been a big part of their game, is they have a running game, so they don't have to put it all on King Jackson. They can mix it up with some runs. So if they can find ways to keep their running back going, milk the clock, burn some of that clock, that's going to really help them sneak out of here with the win.
As the return goes up to 30 for the Lynx, want to remind you, visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams. All the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6, SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotion, the All League records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings in the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Michael Brown catches a swing pass and gains a yard out to the 31 as Switch Thumper is closing in on 200.
Could definitely go over the 200-yard mark on this drive if they play their cards right, and it would be really smart. I don't think Madison needs to go down the field in one play here. I think it would be wise if they find a way to put together a nice drive and get some points and regain their confidence in this game.
Thumper throws. He's got Ron Haynes down the field, and the big tight end is away to the end zone. Touchdown, Madison.
And as I say, try to put together a nice drive, Switch Thumper says, nah, hold my drink. Check this out. A little bit of a quacker, but it doesn't matter because Ron Haynes is so wide open. And Switch Thumper with the celebration 20 yards out. Ron Haynes isn't even in the end zone yet, and he already knows it's going for 6. Fantastic play.
reminds me of the one play a couple seasons ago when I was watching Ole Miss play. I think it was Alabama, and Lane Kiffin called like a touchdown play, and even before the ball was in the end zone, Kiffin was throwing up his play sheet in the air in sheer celebration. Here's the extra point. It's pending now to make it a 3-point game. With 4-6 going to third, it's now 17-14, and things have gotten really interesting here, Steven.
You know what? At this point, just throw it. Just, you know what? Just let these quarterbacks duel it out at this point. I'm trying to see, play strategy. Oh, run the ball, milk the clock. But when these quarterbacks are just making these kinds of throws, having the kinds of days that they're having, I mean, why not? Why not just keep taking the shots? Because it's working to this point, Numbers, odds be damned. Let's go for it, and let's just, until they can make a stop, let's just keep throwing the ball down the field.
As the return gets up to the 22-yard line, as Michael Percoco, the coach in the chat, says, FYI, as a coach, that's a clench your cheeks kind of moment as you see that ball go in the air.
Yep. That's a good way to describe it.
As King Jackson now changes the play of the line. Press coverage all across the board. He's back to throw. Has no one open downfield. Has to dump it short to the fullback who lost 2 as Newton North makes the tackle on the fullback, Will. We have a 2nd and 12. King Jackson has 4 wide up to the top of the screen. He's got trips. He goes to the trip side underneath. And that'll get yardage out to the 24. It still sits up a 3rd and medium.
Looked like clear drags there. 2 receivers running that drag route, and the deeper drag was covered, so Jackson threw it to the shorter route receiver and got a nice little 2-yard gain.
3rd and 8, they go 4 wide receivers. Jackson to throw, has time, fires over the middle, diving catch made. To the 38-yard line, that's Nakai for the first down.
I had about another 17 yards, so up to about 135, 136 receiving yards in this ball game. The single game record was 235, set by Willie Taver Jr. of the Lincoln Rattlesnakes. That was in a game versus the Albuquerque Adams back in season 6.
Here's the throw over the middle. First down, that is to Lang, the tight end. Only his 2nd grab of the day, but it's an impactful one as the big fella gets tackled at the 50.
Oh, season 6. That's why it's bold. I was like, why is this bold? Why is this updated? Yeah, season 6 is this season. I was like, this doesn't sound right. That's why it's bold. So that's a new record just set this season by Willie Taver Jr. Sorry, Colin.
Elliott gets the carry, gets 2. And, the Grizzlies are slowly matriculating down the field here.
I think that's wise, Colin. I mean, me personally, that's what I like to see. I like to see when you have the lead, you try to slow the game down, you try to move down the field methodically, matriculate, as you like to say, and, eat up the clock and protect the ball with safe, conservative plays.
There's an out route to the sideline. North tackles Hunt. It'll be a 3rd and 4, they're going to call it. As we get 2 receivers to the bottom, split back, standard pro set. They'll give to Elliott on 3rd and 4. He gets the first down. JB Elliott, he's had trouble at times, Steven, but he makes runs like that look incredibly easy.
Yeah, and when you stick with the ground game, those are the kinds of things that happen. You can't gain 5, 10, 20 yards every time. not every play is going to work like that. So you have to trust that your running back can make the plays, and they're continuing to keep JB Elliott involved, and he continues to get them yards.
Trips 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top. Jackson looking for the receiver on the spot route. That's the return man to the 25-yard line, number 19 for Tacoma. That is Martin Ballworth to the 25.
Yeah, and that's a good play. That inside action and then the cut to the outside really helps the receiver create some separation instead of just that straight out route. So nice play design there from the Grizzlies.
Jackson fires underneath. As that's the last play of the third quarter. Put your 4s, 86s, and 12s up in the chat, folks. Buckle up, it's going to be a good one. Grizzlies lead by 3 and have the football. Had a question early in the chat from Bobby Anthony about whether Lily was a female player or a male player. She is female, just for clarification. Throw over the middle. Hunt makes the catch for the first down to the 14-yard line. Colin Northrop, Stephen Hacker on the call. First and 10. Jackson will dump this to Elliott. Elliott has to get upfield, breaks a tackle, but only gets back to the line of scrimmage. Second down.
Inside the SFL red zone, Colin, we'll see how Tacoma can piece together these short yardage situations, right? The end zone starts, the back of the end zone starts becoming a defender the closer you get. So these plays, they have to really be tight and concise, and we'll see how what they draw up.
Throw over the middle, catch made. That is Nakai. She'll be just short of the sticks at the 4. It'll be third and less than 1, they'll call it.
Yeah, got to be getting close to $150 now for Nakai, and another reception and a very third and manageable. And I would be calling for JB Elliott to get the rock.
They line up in a weak eye formation, 2 tight ends to the weak side, strong side of formation, but Woods makes the tackle in the backfield. DJ Woods. No, that was Dash, the defensive end, on the hit, and Tacoma will be forced to try another short field goal.
That was a huge stop, and I like this. I like the gumption here. Bring out your offense. See if maybe you can get Madison off sides. Or heck, even 4th and inches. Just go ahead and snap it. Oh, backup running back on the field, though, it looks like, Colin.
Well, let's see. Clock's now under 9 minutes. Looks like they're trying to get him to jump, but to the Lynx's credit, they'll stay disciplined. Timeout called, 8:54 to go in the game. Field goal attempt upcoming. And for head coach Jalen Wells.
Couldn't tell. It looked like a different running back on the field there on that drive. So I don't know. It was hard to tell, but I don't know. I would have been calling for a snap there in this situation. But I understand why you want to bring out the extra team, the special teams unit to get the points and try to extend that lead a little bit more. But I feel like look at the hash mark, the yellow and blue line. I mean, they're so close together. Even though they're unofficial, you can see the 2 refs standing up at the top of your screen. I mean, they're right there on top of each other. I would have just let your running back fall forward.
Trent's field goal from 21 is up and good with 8:51 to go in this fourth quarter. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collections, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore the library and find the perfect tracks for your project, visit apmmusic.com. As the return from the 5 goes up to the 24-yard line, and that's where the Lynx will begin.
Everyone in the chat saying, take the three, take the three. Nah, why y'all scared? Go for the points. Go big or go home. This is game day. Let's get the points.
20-14. Now a 6-point lead for the Grizzlies as Switch Thumper. He threw a touchdown pass to Haynes on the last drive. He starts by going to him again, picks up another 6 yards. Out to 31.
I think the Lynx offense had to be, itching to get back out on the field. I think they can taste the lead. It's right there for them to get the momentum back on their side and get that Rick meter back on their side. And so I think this Madison offense just couldn't wait to get back out on the field.
High formation, Brown up the middle. Michael Brown first down to the 36. They haven't gone to him on too many run plays directly, but when he has, he's been able to gain some good yards for the most part, Steve.
Yeah, has done a really good job in this ball game. Oh, look at 54 on the day. That's a tight end out there for you.
10 receptions on 13 targets. Pretty efficient as well. We got a flag down as the pass is going to be incomplete. Prince Wander unable to come up with the rock. But I saw a referee throw a flag from behind the play. Ooh, we got a holding call on the defense. That was Creech, the linebacker, called for defensive holding.
Yeah, and Creech was probably lined up on the tight end there, and that was the 50 deep outs. So the tight end's going on a deep post, and I think was just trying to slow down Ron Haynes there. Got a little too handsy there. It's not a Valentine's Day dance. You can't do that on defense, and penalty flag comes out.
And Thumper up to Brown. Ooh, he was moving before his blocks could get set, so it only nets him a yard out to the 42. Now they line up at 3 tight ends. Jay Ballmer, the fullback. He'll swing it out to Brown again. This time Brown has space and gets the first down to the 48.
Good blocking out there. Number 66 on the screen, able to get out there and help out Michael Brown get some more yards. Just couldn't see him. He was just there at the top of the screen, but a good block there for the offensive lineman to get that far down the field, almost to the third level, and to get that block, help out Michael Brown. That's how you draw up those screenplays. That was perfect execution.
They go A squads again. They love this look, particularly to throw it out to Haynes. No, they go to the other tight end. That is number 45, Hilton. Picks up 9. That'll be 2nd and 1. And Thumper is quickly closing in on 300.
Yeah, what a treat this game has been. Both these quarterbacks really putting on a great display for everyone here in this game, and it's been a pleasure to watch.
It's definitely been a pleasure to watch for sure. 2nd and 1. Corners playing way off the wide receivers as the Lynx go split shotgun. Back to throw Thumper. Out route. That's easy money. Prince Wander with the first down out to the 29. And the 6'4", 184-pound wide receiver making it look easy.
Yeah, really all these wide receivers, when they get out there and they run that out route, creating plenty of separation. Exactly what you want to see if you're a receivers coach, and exactly what you want to see if you're the quarterback, because there's a big window for you to throw into.
Now they press the receivers. Thumper has to go down the middle. Oh! Dylan Lewis tried to make the diving grab, but Maldonado ultimately able to knock it down. 2nd down and 10.
And that's so refreshing, as both of these, defensive backfields are looking like Swiss cheese. So it's so refreshing to see a defensive back get in there, make a nice play, get his hand on the ball. That was nice.
Now they go trips to the top. It's a nickel defense. 5 defensive backs out there for the Grizzlies. Switch thumper. Changes the play. He's back to throw. It's going to be another out route. Lewis this time hauls it in. And Dylan Lewis, that's his 5th grab on 6 targets.
And a tough 3rd and 6 here. You know, I think you got to go for it. I think you got to run something that'll get you past the sticks. I don't think you want to settle for the 3 points. It's a pretty tough field goal here in the SFLm. So I like the empty shotgun set here. I think they need to go past the sticks and try to stay on the field.
Here they go. Thumper going for the bundle. Ron Haynes touchdown. They put it right in his breadbasket, and number 86 has his 2nd reception for the score. This one to give his team the lead pending the extra point.
And that was a little too easy. Thumper, just a slight move to his left, and his eyes all the way down the field. He locked up with Ron Haynes, and who on the post was able to split the safeties, and there was a huge window right there, and they just locked eyes, and it was money from there.
I agree with Ashley Jackson in the chat. That was a great play. And James Walters, the offensive coordinator, he's feeling green because that was a money play. His team is in front by 1 with 5:42 left, 21-20.
Rick Meter calling the Rick Meter now, you know, slightly favoring Madison, you know, as we're kind of swinging back and forth. It's never really gotten past maybe 60% favoring either team, you know, one way or the other. It's been a really good game all the way through, but you know, now Madison with a slight edge in the Rick Meter.
Of course, the Rick Meter, for those who don't know, is powered by a German U-boat diesel engine. Those poor boys running the meter must be getting a little bit of whiplash because, you know, the momentum's gone back and forth so much.
Yeah, you know, we may be showing our age here, but you know, the old crash test dummies back whenever that was like, they were like making toys out of those things. Yeah.
The throw Jackson is intercepted, but the ball is fumbled. The link's still full on it. And
man.
Oh my goodness. That was gonna go really good and then really bad, and it turned out to be a relief. Xavier Rowe III picks off the fade pass intended for Nakai.
Yeah, and Rowe got beat on a similar that same play earlier in this ball game. This time Wise and gives himself some room for the to account for that receiver taking off down the field, and it paid off. Was in perfect position, eyes on the quarterback the entire time, able to go up and make a play for his team.
Thumper over the middle, ball in the air, and they threw it right back. Oh my goodness, switch Thumper trying to force one in there, and I think that was Maldonado who grabbed it out of the air. What is going on?
Yeah, this game has been full of amazing plays. 23, King Bradshaw who already has an interception and a sack, now has a pass deflection that leads to an interception. So King Bradshaw having himself a pretty good game as well. But yeah, Angel Maldonado, great awareness to keep his eyes on the deflection and go up and steal it right back and get to the Grizzlies the ball back.
Here's Jackson under center. His team down by a point. JB Elliott on the carry, tackled by Periwinkle, the line of scrimmage, no gain. See the numbers for Elliott. He struggled tonight, 62 yards on his 20 carries.
Yeah, I mean, it's not great, but I still think that's a respectable effort. I mean, maybe not the yards per play that you want, but if your running back is grinding up yards and getting you through those short yardage situations like JB Elliott has done in this game, I think that's a fine effort. You know, you're able to get 20 carries and help your team out, even though it's not 100 yards or whatever. It's still, I think 62 yards in this effort has been exactly what his team needs.
Over in the middle, Hunt holds it in despite the big hit. And first down at the 42. First and 10. Jackson in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. He's back to throw. This is going to be an out route to the sideline for 46. Pick up a 4 to hunt again.
And really showing good footwork. Toe drag swag there on the sideline. And those are that's important that you're able to maintain body control there on the sideline. That is a very common. That is a pro route. If you want to be on a pro roster, then you got to be able to run the out route and come down with the reception.
High formation, Elliott deep. As Jackson throws the deep out. It's Nakai for the first down to the 41.
Yeah, Ron Haynes and Lili Nakai, the main benefactors of all these amazing passes here tonight. Tight spiral on that throw from King Jackson. But Nakai, in between 2 defenders, comes down with that ball and able to get the first down.
Got a bunch of... J.B. Elliott and King Jackson were on this team a year ago.
Watch the bottom of the screen.
As Jackson goes away from that direction, picks up a first down. That is Lung. Picks it up, his 3rd grab of the day for the big tight end.
Yeah, and that press coverage there on the outside looked like single high safety. So, a streak route there might have been a money play, but it was a slant and an out route there. Nice design from Tacoma to just take what the defense gave him.
Here's the throw at Elliott. Only picks up 1. My apologies to Mr. Jackson. I thought he was a returning player. Says it's his first year. That's okay, folks. We all make mistakes from time to time, even up here in the broadcast booth.
That ain't no joke. I make mistakes every day almost. Probably more than 1 mistake every day. Maybe like 5. Nah, 10. Whatever.
Jackson down the middle. Ooh, trying to make the catch. That was Nakai, but I think that was number 22, Jackson. JT Jackson forces the incompletion.
This is a big 3rd down. A field goal from here, 47 yards, Colin. They at least got to get 2 or 3 yards and help their kicker out.
It's not a contracted kicker either. Something to keep in mind. Jackson, little out route. Nakai will be 3 yards short of the sticks. At the 24. Are you comfortable from kicking a field goal here? Which will give you, if my math is correct, a 2-point lead. If it's good.
I think that's your best case scenario at this point. Your defense has played pretty good all game long, so I think you want to show, if you're the head coach, you want to show confidence in your defense to give them that confidence boost to show them that you trust them to do what they need to do. But most importantly, you got to put the kick through first.
40's, the kick is on the way. They're gonna call it from 40. It's good. We have a 23-21 game here, deep into the 4th quarter. Plenty of time for Madison to respond with 3:23.
Question in the chat. I see Colin T3 Hate asks how many weeks in the SFLm. There are 8 weeks plus playoff.
Yes, 1 playoff game. A couple playoff games. And then the winner of those playoff games will go to the SFLm championship. And the Lynx trying to make something happen with 3:20 left, down by 2. Switch Thumper under center. He's had a good day, but unfortunately for him, he's thrown a couple of interceptions. He'll start off with a bunch to the top. 6-step drop. Across the middle, almost threw another one right to the defender. It was number 22 for Tacoma, Tyga Clay, two-way player, signed with Minnesota.
Yeah, and I couldn't exactly make sense of what happened there. It looked like some kind of miscommunication. Like the receiver got turned around or maybe slipped on his route. I think I couldn't exactly see, but there looked to be some kind of miscommunication there on that throw.
Second and 10, I formation. Quick drop, throw out to Ballmer, the fullback, and he gets 2 yards. Tackled at the 30. You see the numbers for Thumper. He's at 333, but even he's thrown those 2 interceptions.
Yeah, very costly interceptions as well. One was in the red zone as your team was trying to get in to score, and you gave the ball away. And then that last possession, the last turnover led to points.
Thumper going deep. He had Haynes, but the defender made a great play on the ball. That was once again Clay with the big hit on the big tight end.
And Ron Haynes, to that point, it was pretty much been unstoppable. And I think Clay had enough and really came over and delivered a shot, jar that ball loose, and exactly what Tacoma needed.
They're going to punt the ball with 2:45 to go. I think it's a smart play here. They do have all 3 timeouts. Do the Lynx plus the 2-minute warning. And the return by Fallworth spins ahead up to the 40. And Stephen, we talked about some ways that players can get involved once they're into the league, but what are some other ways that they can showcase themselves to these owners and GMs, such as ourselves?
The SFL has some great content creators. Minor League Fights and Insights, definitely probably most of the SFLmers know about Minor League Fights and Insights, but if you don't, I would definitely recommend reaching out to Axel Rabin and Daniel Wright and get in with that crew there and showcase yourself. If you're able to do a voice call or a video call and just showcase who you are. That's what a lot of teams are looking for. A lot of team owners are looking for who are you, the individual. We understand we all want the avatar, we all want the player on the field, but we also want to know who you are. So any chance you get to let the league know, the community know who you are, we definitely want that. We have plenty of content creators. Ashley Jackson, like I said, Minor League Fights and Insights. There's Eddie Gage's Say It With Your Chest. All you have to do is kind of get involved with the Discord community, check through some of the content channels, and see which one you feel like kind of suits your taste and your needs and what who you want to talk to, right? But those content creators are hungry for content, and there's nothing better to talk about than new rookies and new prospects because it's fresh and new information. So definitely reach out, because it's a great way for teams to kind of get to know you, to see if they want to reach out. It's a good way to get your name out there. You may get some other people in the league that reach out to you, say, hey man, that was a great show, I didn't know you lived in this area, or whatever you want to talk about, right? You may realize that you have more in common with people than you thought.
Back on the field, JB Elliott was stopped for a loss of 1 as they ran one play, called timeout with 1:58 left. Let's see, he'll run it again with Elliott, but he's stopped. He's stopped by Ayumini, and the Lynx will get the ball back with 1 timeout remaining.
And I am now realizing how long-winded I am. I talked almost through that entire drive, and that was a huge, huge defensive stand there for Madison. So I apologize to the coaching staff and the players on Madison for taking up all that air, but a great defensive stand there for Madison, forcing the 3 and out, getting the ball back, and hardly any time was taken off the clock. So plenty of opportunity for them to try to get back into this game, get into field goal range, and win this.
So they'll get the ball at their own 28-yard line with 1:47 to go, only needing a field goal to potentially win the game if they do play their cards right. Switch Thumper. He's been electric in the passing game. They're definitely going to need his arm here. Thumper over the middle slant. Ron Haynes. First down to the 45, and here we go. Same set. Thumper has room. Slant is dropped by Callahan. Or that was a curl pattern. Incomplete. Clock stop. 1:31.
Yeah, from that angle, it looked like Vicarian got in there and tipped it away, but I think he was just out of play range. But maybe the footsteps got to Callahan as there was coverage close by and with Shepard Vicarian.
See what they go with here. Of course, Haynes has been a big play target for Switch Thumper, not only in this game, but for a large part of the season. But don't discount Wander and Lewis, the two wide receivers. Thumper. Slant over the middle to Lewis. First down. And they're not going to call a timeout. They got 1:23 and counting, but they're letting the clock run down.
Yeah, I don't see any need to burn that timeout. You're saving that timeout right now for the field goal. You're hoping you get into field goal range and you can stop the clock with only a couple of seconds left, hopefully, and walk out of here at home. Take the home victory with you.
Changes the play. Thumper throws. He's got Callahan to the 25. Now we're under a minute to go. Hurry up is in effect again. 3 wide in total. Thumper. Throw. Incomplete. Callahan, the intended receiver. Clock stopped at 42 seconds left.
And that probably actually does more good for Madison than Tacoma here. It gives Madison a chance to kind of recoup. The clock stops. They get a chance to huddle up, catch their breath, and really figure out what they want to do with these next couple of plays.
Come out in a trips formation with Ron Haynes, the tight end, on the line of scrimmage next to the left tackle. Thumper throwing on the run. Haynes diving catch down to the 11, and the Grizzlies call a timeout with 38 seconds left as they sense that perhaps Madison might be ready to score soon.
Yeah, and maybe didn't want Madison to run a no huddle there either. You know, maybe felt like they were in a defensive mismatch and wanted to get a different set or get Madison into a different formation here. So I think that was smart by Tacoma. You know, get yourself a chance to recollect yourself.
Ace quads. They love this look. Thumper. Haynes does not get out of bounds, and the Grizzlies now burn all their timeouts as we're down to 33 seconds. Ball is on the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and 7.
Thumper earlier in the game in a similar field position threw an interception. You got to avoid that same mistake here. You got to protect the ball and give your team the chance to walk out of here with the win. You just got to protect the football, and it's a field goal chip shot for the win.
Thumper wants him to run. He'll get his wish. Run up the middle. Oh, he's down to the 2. And that'll help proceedings as the clock is running. And they can bleed it down to where there's practically none left. A time with 3 seconds left, and Jupiter Belson will come on for a potential game-winning field goal attempt for head coach Michael Percoco.
And if you're the kicker walking out onto the field right now, you couldn't be more pleased with what a gift the offense has given you. I mean, the only thing you're looking for now is just good blocking up front, because that's the only thing that's really gonna affect you here. Your front line has to hold the block attempt, but from there this should be easy money. And I'm aware of broadcasters' curses too, Colin.
3 seconds left. Left hash, 18-yard field goal. He made it. It's from 19. There's 1 second left. And Madison is in front by 1, 24-23.
Switch Thumper and the Lynx offense did exactly what they needed to do. They only had, a minute and a half, 2 timeouts, starting on about their own 46 yard line, and they were able to go down and eat up the clock, move the ball effectively, and do exactly what they needed to do. This kick is the game, Colin. So a big shout out to the Madison offense on that drive for a
On the
great
return up to the 28, and time is expired. 23-24, Madison wins over Tacoma to move to 4-1, creating a greater separation between the top part of the standings, and things are all of a sudden now more muddied in the middle as the Grizzlies fall to 2-3.
Yeah, and Tacoma has to be. This is a gut punch for them. They were in this game the whole way through, had a good lead at certain points through the game as well. To come in on the road and put on this kind of performance and lose, that hurts. I think a lot of us owners especially are very familiar with how bad those things can hurt, how bad they can stick with you. But I think it's more important to recognize how well you played on the road and how tough that is. And you came in, you played hard against a 3-1 team, now a 4-1 team, and you were right there in it. So you can't lose focus on what's in front of you. You still have an opportunity to make a playoff push. So you have to pick up the pieces here, learn what you can from this ball game, but look forward to next week because there's still plenty of ball games left for Tacoma. Madison, Switch Thumper has to be on the radar for SFL teams, in my opinion. He was pretty much one of the only players outside of the two-way players that I had heard of so far in this season. So I was like, oh wow, well, let's kind of see what the hype's all about, because I kind of had some opinions, right? And then I came into this game and I was like, oh wow, he's exceeding expectations. So Switch Thumper just needs to keep doing what he's doing. He'll be on all the SFL teams' radars. Had a fantastic game. On the flip side, King Jackson also balled out of control. That throw to Lili Nakai was probably one of the most unique throws you'll ever see in any game, pro or SFL. It was a fantastic play.
3 yards. Ron Haynes finishes with 211 and a couple of touchdowns. For Tacoma, they'll take on Lexington next week, and for Madison, they'll pay a visit to Annapolis. And the player of the game, drumroll please, is Ron Haynes. 14 catches, 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15.1 yards per catch. For Stephen Hacker, I'm Colin Northrup. Cameron Irvine's been our producer. Thank you, folks. Enjoy the rest of this evening's games. We'll catch you next week.